Professor Vel'thar's Xenobiology class had studied 73 species across the Galactic Council, but nothing prepared them for the humans. Today, the Ethereum professor announced his tentacles distributing datapads to each student. We examined biochemical hazards. This list contains substances lethal to most carbon-based life forms. The students, a mix of KRYLL, Zephins, and Manthari, studied their screens with appropriate concern. The list was extensive: capsaicin, theobromine, ethanol, caffeine, oxalic acid, solanine. 47 compounds in total, each capable of causing cellular damage, neurological failure, or death. Note compound 17, Vel'thar continued. Capsaicin. It triggers pain receptors, simulating tissue damage. A defense mechanism so effective that most sentient species instinctively avoid. The classroom door opened. Exchange student Marcus Webb walked in, apologizing for his tardiness while holding a steaming cup and a small bag. Akade Webb. Perfect timing. Vel'thar's translator carried an amused tone. We're discussing toxic compounds. Please join us. Marcus sat down, taking a sip from his cup before pulling what appeared to be a red vegetable from his bag. He bit into it with a satisfying crunch. A KRYLL student's ocular sensors widened. Professor, that's a capsicum annuum. Compound 17. Indeed, Vel'thar confirmed, watching Marcus chew contentedly. But the pain receptors, stammered a Zephin named Kira. Marcus swallowed. Oh, these jalapenos? Yeah, they're pretty mild. I usually go for habaneros, but the station commissary was out. He took another bite, seemingly oblivious to the fact that he was consuming what the entire class had just learned was a chemical weapon. The professor's tentacles quivered with what might have been amusement. Cadet Webb, perhaps you could enlighten the class. What are you drinking? Coffee, sir. Double-shot espresso. Marcus held up the cup, pulled an all-nighter studying for Admiral Kresh's tactical exam. A Manthari student frantically checked her datapad. Caffeine. Compound 23. A neurotoxin that causes cardiac dysrhythmia in 41 known species. Humans metabolize it differently, Vel'thar explained. They consume it recreationally. Daily, in fact. Multiple times daily, Marcus added helpfully. The class sat in stunned silence as Marcus finished his pepper and washed it down with the toxic brew. Then he pulled out a brown bar from his bag. That's not. Kira's scales had paled to a sickly gray. Processed theobromine? Chocolate. Marcus broke off a piece. Want some? Every student recoiled simultaneously. Compound 9, the KRYLL whispered. Lethal to KRYLL, canids, and most mammalian species. It causes seizures, cardiac arrest. Not to humans, though, Marcus said cheerfully. We've been eating this stuff for thousands of years. Actually, we give as gifts. Sign of affection. Professor Vel'thar pulled up a holographic display. Class, observe. Humans regularly consume compounds 1, 9, 17, 23, 34, 39, and 42. They ferment compound 11, ethanol, and drink it socially until their cognitive functions are impaired. They call this relaxation. That's insane, breathed Kira. There's more, Vel'thar continued. They cultivate compound 17 in increasing concentrations, competing to consume the most potent variants. They call these competitions. For entertainment. Marcus nodded. Hot pepper challenges. I came in third at my university. The winner ate a Carolina Reaper without water. A what? The KRYLL asked weakly. About 300 times more potent than this jalapeno. Several students made their species equivalents of a horrified gasp. Let me understand, Kira said slowly. Your species encountered plants and fungi that evolved chemical defenses specifically to not be eaten, and your response was to selectively breed them for increased toxicity and make them a cornerstone of your cuisine. Pretty much, yeah. Marcus offered his chocolate bar again. Sure nobody wants to try? The silence was deafening. Professor Vel'thar's tentacles rippled in what his students had learned to recognize as laughter. And this class is why human military rations require no special preservation. Most species cannot eat them. They're pre-poisoned. Marcus raised his coffee cup. "We call it flavor, sir." "Of course you do," Vel'thar said. "Dismissed." "And students? If a human ever offers to cook you dinner, check their ingredient list very carefully." As the class filed out, giving Marcus a wide berth, one thought echoed through every alien mind. Humanity hadn't conquered the galaxy through superior weapons or technology. They'd simply outpoisoned natural selection itself, and they'd done it for taste.